Welcome to the Nexus of Adventure, where stories transcend the page, a place where heroes and villains clash. This is Break, Battle, and Roll.
It's once again time to break, battle, and roll. Hey y'all, Remington Cole here, taking the opportunity to lay down a little recap for you before we get into the meat of episode 29, part 2. On our last break, battle, and roll, the party traveled into the Pumice Mountains, a porous and hilly range running along the edge of Broken Stone Vale. Remington, that's me, tried his best to track Aster's movements, but to little success. With numerous directions as to where Aster may have gone with the Maiden of the Moon, the party began to run out of options. Just then, a shadow passed overhead, and in an instant, both Minerva and the Mirror Tree stood before Timothy, Flowerkraut, and Thrig. With the tree thirsting for more blood, the Bat Guardian offered the adventurers additional help. Hesitantly accepting, the tree took more blood, this time permanently reducing their maximum health by a small amount. 2 riddles followed. The first answer, direction. The second one, a map. Satisfied, the Mirror Tree gave an overhead vision of the Pumice Mountains, where the party saw Aster moving between 2 landmarks before descending into an opening in the hill nearby. With the party satisfied as well, Minerva and the Mirror Tree mysteriously disappeared. And that's where we left off. Oh, hey, y'all. Hey.
Oh, Remington, hi, welcome.
Hi.
Hey, Thrig.
Yeah.
Thrig, thank you for dragging your feet because I got a little lost back there, but man, that helped out huge.
I got you, buddy.
Nathaniel's behind me. He's slow, so we'll just have to be patient with him. But he's coming. Don't you worry. He's given himself. He's given himself direction to just follow wherever the hell I went. So,
well, while we're waiting for him, Remington, I have to ask you, please tell me, Minerva, right? Big bat lady.
Oh yeah.
You've seen her. We've seen her. Okay. All right. How many times have you had a conversation with Minerva?
Once, I guess. When
all right.
Got the masks.
Does Minerva have the best intention for the Feywild, or is it just platitudes? Like, it is what it is.
Well,
oh yeah, does the cavalcade overall have a good impression of her? What do they think?
You know, I know that y'all aren't from here, and I can understand the concern, but one thing to understand about this whole place is that everyone is kind of just out for themselves, or maybe just kind of neutral on everything. You know, people deal in blood promises and expensive trust, if you get my meaning.
Oh yeah, no, we get it.
It's just how transactions are typically taken care of here, and you always have to be careful about the wording because people try to swindle you here and there, and you know, it's just the Feywild. You just gotta be able to navigate around those things.
Well, speaking of navigation, we just got a little help from said Minerva and said tree, and guess what? These 3 made another blood promise, but at least we know where to go, so everything's fine.
We've got a map. Aaron, I have a question for you.
Yep.
When we were watching the kind of like glimpse into the past with Aster, did I see any of the flays around her, and did I get a sense of how they were reacting to her as she was kind of like going through?
Roll insight for me, and roll it at advantage because your connection to the hags kind of sparks a little bit of memory.
Thank goodness it was at advantage. The first roll was a 9. This one's a 16 plus 5, so 21.
You did not see any of the flays with Aster. And you also saw a little bit of concern on her face that she was making sure she wasn't being followed. That maybe she was looking out to avoid any of those creatures seeing her. And one thing kind of sticks with you about the scene that you had viewed within the tree. Aster can take control of the minds of certain creatures, but it was Laminaria who could take the control of the simple things like bugs. So it kind of dawns on you that these creatures that are crawling in and out of the Pumice Mountains probably aren't something that Aster would have the ability or has ever used her powers on or was making use of in any way. And instead, maybe she was wary of them as well.
Okay, so Flowerkraut's going to relay this to Timothy, Thrig, and the others. She's going to say, did you guys notice when we were watching the vision back, Aster seemed a little bit nervous to be in this area, and there weren't any flay around. So maybe disguising myself as her isn't for the best. I'm wondering if we should either just be sneaky in general, or alternatively, I can disguise self as Laminaria instead. We can go back to the nasty, because Laminaria was the one that controlled the flays.
Oh, you're right. So maybe her powers of creatures. Aster was more the corruption of like your soul.
Yeah, I don't know if they would try and communicate with her, because when we were listening to the flays, at any point did Flowerkraut or Timothy, were we able to understand them at all?
No.
Okay, so my only concern is if I do disguise myself as Laminaria, I'm curious if the flays will like be stoked and try to talk to her. So if we want to, maybe we just go a whole avoidance route, same as Aster, just try and not attract any attention to ourselves, and just follow this map to where we need to go.
Flowerkraut, you just gave me a thought, and I don't know if this is a good thought or a bad thought, but if Aster was worried about something following her, I feel that her power would be great enough, at least I would assume would be great enough to deal with these bugs. But if the bugs were connected to Laminaria, I don't know if she has the ability to see through them. These hags don't trust each other. Maybe she was more worried about being seen where she was taking this thing than she was a confrontation.
Yeah, that's very true. When we saw the first, not the first blood memory, but the first blood memory we saw in the Feywild, the one that turned into red caps, did that one have all of the hags? All of the hags were together and they knew about the Maiden of the Moon.
Yep.
So Aster said she knew where to hide it and she was going off to hide it. So I don't know. But you're right. These hags have been ruthless towards each other. Like, every time we've encountered them, as soon as they're on death's door, they rip the hearts out of the sister that's about to die so they can take it for themselves. But they do also share power. When one of them is confronted, the others lend their strength. So it is very conditional that they do help each other out when it seems like it's the best for their plan overall.
I suppose my thoughts lie in that maybe Aster had further machinations for this moonstone than she was willing to share with her sisters.
Regardless, do you think we should approach this stealthily?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I bring this up to the team. Okay, team, we think we do a stealthy approach.
Thrig, try.
Thrig can try.
Thrig can try.
That will be my first go.
All right, better safe than sorry.
All right. Well, I assume after all that, you got a good sense of where she went?
Yep. Flowerkraut holds out her book, where she drew the map, and says, first, we're looking for we're looking for a landmark that we can probably easily see. I do a quick perception check to see if I can find the thin rocks like a spire on the skyline?
Yeah, why don't everybody roll a perception check to make sure that since you're...
We're looking for something like this, guys. Oh, disgusting. I rolled a 2.
16.
16.
Flowerkraut gets temporarily distracted by Nathaniel, whose hair caught a nice breeze.
When you arrive, stop walking. Hello, everyone. I am finally here. I'm sorry. These legs don't move very quickly.
Oh, no worries at all, Nathaniel. We are just coming up with a game plan, and look, she shows him the book and, like, tugs it away from the others. Yeah, we're looking for some rocks that are shaped like a spire.
Over here, I found a clue. Maybe if I pieced these pieces of paper back together. Hold on. Robani, go collect all of the paper.
Oh no, someone stop him. Someone should do something.
Flowerkraut just casts a quick mage hand and rips the paper out of his hand.
Oh, good idea. You're probably faster at this than I am. He gives up on picking up pieces of paper.
Excellent. All right. Yes, spire, focus.
All right. Search for a spire. And he just kind of wanders off. All right, well... Guess that's what we're looking for. Remington rolled a 19.
Woohoo!
Timothy, what'd you get?
13, so...
Okay.
Not super helpful.
16 for Thrig?
Yes.
Thrig, you see... You actually catch sight of the spire just behind a hill off to the north of where you guys are at. And Remington kind of... he's up on top of the hill at this point, and he's pointing too. So you guys get... a cardinal direction on where she was. You make your way that to the north. You see the crumbled hill.
Yeah. Thrig, can you grab Nathaniel? He's going the wrong way.
I don't see a spire.
The flay are going to get him.
Oh, here we go again. Okay.
Big
I just...
fireman carries, he puts him right on his back. Like, here we're going, bud. We got you.
Thank you, Thrig. Just don't fall on me, please.
Thrig starts to lean back, just whoa, and just faking him out.
You find the crumbled hill not too far from the spire, and from your memory of what you saw in the mirror tree, you're able to navigate yourselves to the spot where Aster seemingly disappeared into the stone. You come upon a large outcropping of porous rock. And you search around the surface until eventually, sure enough, you find an opening large enough to be an entrance. So, of the porous stone that the Pumice Mountains are made of, most of these holes are like maybe a foot in diameter. So they're not like huge. They're big enough for like small creatures to slink in and out of. But then every once in a while, you do see a larger hole in the rock. This one being...
Please do not tell me there are several holes shaped exactly like each of our characters in the mountain.
Like cartoony.
I'm thinking Junji Ito style.
Something far more dark.
Looking into this entrance, you can see that the walls inside are similarly lined with holes, and the path ahead of you kind of twists and turns. But like, what's interesting is that the moon seems to break through some of the porous stone, and you just see like these interspersed beams of moonlight shining into the cave.
Do you think the moon is still trying to make a connection?
I think you might be right.
Well, Remington, I think you and I might be the stealthiest. Should we go first?
Yeah, let's find this thing. And Remington heads in, rolling stealth. Remington rolled a 28.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he rolled a 28 stealth.
Oh my fuck.
Oh, Lord. Okay, well, shoot. I don't want to mess this up, so I'm going to use another Kenku recall to give myself advantage. Because I've not been rolling well tonight. I don't know if you guys can tell. It hasn't been doing good for me. But let's see if this is another Kenku recall 1 and a 2. What are the chances? What are the chances as I shout it out into the universe? Thank God I did advantage, because the first roll was a 3. The other one was a 19.
Ooh,
so 19
nice.
plus 9 stealth.
Did you say 19 plus 9?
Yeah.
Okay.
19 plus 9.
So you got the same as Remington, which is pretty damn good.
Whoa. The bird in the hair.
Yeah, that's what Remington rolled, is 28. So
Amazing.
So you guys just like you guys watch Remington and Timothy just disappear into this cave. And you're looking around, there doesn't seem to be anything unusual about it. There's still enough light in here, Timothy, that you don't have to worry about not having dark vision. Shame on you.
Shut up.
So
you shut your damn mouth, narrator.
The narrator has become unreliable.
Are they kind of scouting ahead and then giving us the go ahead when we're allowed to move?
Yeah, like Remington comes back and kind of just gestures when you guys see him turn around a corner, and he's just like, gives me it's safe. You guys can inch forward a little bit.
You know what? He doesn't have to go back, because I can finally use my message cantrip.
Oh, what that?
I literally can just, if you're within range, you just hear me whisper in your ear.
Oh my God.
And I can just whisper a message.
That's cool. What's the range on that?
The range is 120 feet, my man.
Oh my gosh.
Damn, that's so cool.
And it can be cast through solid objects, so it doesn't matter how far into this lair we get. I could just radio.
Flowerkraut, Thrig have problem.
What's up, Thrig?
Thrig big, Thrig loud. Being hard quiet, being quiet hard. That's it.
Both of us.
Tango, Foxtrot, Flowerkraut, do you read? Over.
Oh my God, you're right in my ear. Wow.
Yeah, I know, it's pretty cool, right?
That's pretty awesome. So Thrig is a little worried. Can you, Thrig, can you hear him?
I don't think you can. I don't think that's how the spell works.
I send another message.
Alpha, Tango, Foxtrot, Thrig. Do you copy? Over.
Thrig here.
Yeah, Thrig, you hear him.
Okay, it's because I legitimately don't think that's how the spell works, but if we're doing that, then cool. Yes, Thrig hear you.
I mean, he just has to change targets. He can do this individually to Flowerkraut or to you.
I think message is one way.
Shit.
Okay, so it's not a walkie-talkie.
It says the target hears the message and can reply in a whisper that only you can hear.
Okay, cool. All right, because I really thought it was one way. I thought that's why sending stones were important. We can just cut all that then. Thrig hear you. Wait, sorry. Thrig hear you. Oh, God, that hurts.
Thrig, you have to say over.
Over. Oh, wait. That was the Thrig.
Timothy, what the hell are you doing?
I'm sorry, that really got me.
Remington's just staring at you.
Yeah, Timothy accidentally sends the message cantrip to Remington, so he gets reverberation echo.
Whoa!
It's like when you put two mics too close to each other.
Yeah, his ears
Sorry.
he covers his long ears.
Sorry. I'm able to communicate to Thrig and Flowerkraut from a pretty decent distance, so you and I can keep scouting ahead, and I'll just keep relaying back to them when it's safe for them to move forward.
Oh, wow. All right. That's great. Man, I wish I knew you could do that earlier, but hey, learning more about each other. So you guys continue into the cave. The interior of this mountain is, as you would imagine, like the inside of a sponge. There are twists and there's like different paths you could take, different holes you could climb through, you could drop down levels. I mean, it just seems like it's a honeycomb of this way or that way. And, Remington seems to be trying to guess his way through here as best he can. Like, which way would a full-size humanoid person go, or is there any intention about which direction they would intend to be going if they had some kind of domicile in here?
I would say, and also, like every 30 feet, I would just be echoing, messaging to either Flowerkraut or Thrig, like move up another 30 feet, so they're like never super far behind us.
Okay. Also, Thrig, do you still have Nathaniel kind of like, are you holding him?
Sure. Yes.
Okay, because otherwise he would be telling himself to move this way or that way.
Yeah, keep yourself where to go. I figured that out the second you said it. The problem is do I need to be rolling stealth as we move forward?
That's up to you guys. Because you've got two people scouting ahead and trying to like keep an eye out for danger. You guys could be far enough back that it doesn't matter.
Okay, because I roll stealth at disadvantage.
Right.
So that's what I was worried about.
After a couple minutes, Timothy, you and Remington come into a hallway where it seems like this was chiseled out a little bit with more intention. And hanging from the ceiling of this chamber are dream catchers.
Oh, well, that's definitely her.
Oh, what does that mean?
It means unfortunately and or fortunately, we are on the right track.
All right. Anything you want to tell me about this hag that I need to be prepared for?
Fortunately, Aster is no longer a concern, but you never know. She could have placed traps. She could have left something behind. In fact, she has done something very similar to that before. Don't pick up any, like, artifacts, especially shells. Just, that's a no-go. Don't do that.
Gotcha. How about I just don't touch anything? We find the moonstone, we get out of here.
Yeah, just let's not touch anything. If you start to hear a voice that's not one of us, that is definitely a no-go, and we should leave.
Copy that.
She likes to get into people's minds, and I don't want any of us to have to go through that again.
You guys continue forward, and you're giving messages back behind you to kind of, turn this way, turn that way.
Do we get the message about the dream catchers?
Echo Tango Foxtrot, this is Feather Duster.
I read you, Feather Duster. This is frick, I don't know, what's my name?
Your name is Saucy Rider, over.
Okay. At first I thought you said Soggy Rider. Okay.
That's okay too, if that's what you want, but no, I saw some of those words.
Oh my god. What is it? What do you see?
Anyways, we found dream catchers. Remington and I are definitely heading in the right place. Over.
All right. Let me catch up to you.
You have to say over.
Over.
Thank you.
Flowerkraut makes her way up to Remington and Timothy. And let's see. I think, since Timothy is a Kenku, has a heart of the Kenku, Flowerkraut is going to use her bell branch to cast protection from good and evil on Remington.
Okay. Thank you. What's this do?
It'll give you a little extra protection in case there's something evil afoot. And in fact, she's gonna just take an extra measure. I mean, are the dream catchers like kind of within, what is it, like 60 feet of us?
Yeah, they're just like hanging from the ceiling about 10 feet above you guys.
Okay. Flowerkraut wants to ding her bell at them to see what kind of reading she picks up.
You ding your bell, and the catcher in specific that you were pointing the stick at begins to twirl around, and you all hear Aster's voice in your head. Even you, Thrig, even if you're a little bit behind.
You have made it this far in your search for what you seek. But at what cost?
And you see all of the dream catchers light up. Like, blindingly light up.
You're supposed to say over!
Over!
Everyone's like kind of blinded for a moment. You have to wince your eyes because of how much light is filling. Like the light from the dream catchers like spreads through the porous walls, and even Thrig, you get a face full of just blinding light. And Timothy, you open your eyes and shake your head a little bit. You find yourself in that chamber with the dream catchers just kind of like swaying up in the ceiling. And you look around, and Remington's there, rubbing his eyes.
Remington, you all right?
Oh, what the hell was that? Yeah, was that her? God damn.
Yeah, I told you, she likes her tricks.
You look at the other side of the chamber. Flowerkraut's gone.
Flowerkraut? Flowerkraut? I send the message cantrip.
Soggy Rider, this is Feather Duster. Do you copy? Over.
You don't get a response.
Huh?
I was still further down the hall. When I come in, do I hear Timothy looking for her?
Thrig, you open your eyes. After getting that face full of light, you're not in the cave anymore.
Uh-oh.
You feel cold a little bit of a chill, a little bit of a familiar chill. And then suddenly your balance begins to shift, and you realize you're standing on like this edge of a cliff, like sliding down a little bit on the side of a snowy mountain. And you look around, and it's kind of blizzarding a little bit. Nathaniel is not on your shoulders anymore. And you pull yourself up. You look over this ridge that you were just about to slide off of, and you see a village, a mountain village. Your village, but it's utterly destroyed. Huge, giant-sized hovels burned to ash, but some of them still on fire. Flowerkraut, you open your eyes, and you're standing in a room of vast, endless darkness. In front of you, a mirror, a full-sized, elegant wood design. The reflection you see is you. You see Flowerkraut in the mirror. You also see the darkness behind you that seems to go on forever and ever.
Guys?
Timothy, you don't know where Flowerkraut is. You and Remington rush back to see where Thrig is, and you guys find Nathaniel laying on the ground.
Nathaniel!
Hey! Thrig's gone.
Feather Duster to Bear Apocalypse. Do you read me? Over.
No response.
Oh no.
Would this be a bad time to tell you that whatever Flowerkraut just put on me seems like it's expended? I definitely felt like something was happening to me, but the magic kind of just pushed it away.
She must have cast a spell. Flowerkraut's magic protected you for some kind of spell that was cast from those things. I don't know what to do. Should we maybe destroy those dream catchers, or?
Oh, Thrig may be gone, but I I heard him run back that way.
Okay. Nate, let me help you on your feet, bud.
Yeah, you and Remington help Nathaniel up. Cutting back to Thrig. Thrig, you see there are dead giants, but there are still some standing and defending their home. And on the attacking side, orcs. A army of orcs pillaging, destroying this giant village. As you pull yourself fully up onto the cliff, you look down, you're just wearing, the tunic that you were you had custom crafted to fit you here in the giant village. Definitely like 4 times smaller than anything anybody here in the village would ever have to wear.
That's offensive.
One orc in particular finishes killing a giant with his huge battle axe, and turns and sees you and walks over. He kneels down, looking at you, because he's about the same size as Thrig, but you feel like you're kind of smaller than normal. Maybe this is back when you were younger. He says,
"You, Thrig, my son. Thrig, betray orcs and become giant. Giant enemy of orc. Thrig, my son, no more. Thrig, giant now. Thrig, my enemy."
and he rears back to attack you. Flowerkraut. You're staring at this mirror. You're not sure what it means, but soon a clawed hand kind of rests on your shoulder, but you can only see it in the reflection.
Flowerkraut gets goosebumps.
Soon you see the form of the snowy white hag, and then behind her, the hulking gray hag steps into view. Again, behind you, you can see their reflection. And then the green-cowled, wispy-haired, hunched-over hag, she steps into view as well. You look down at your hands, and you see your mote of Miriam kind of just sitting there in the palm of your hands. When you look up again at the mirror, the background has changed in the reflection. The three hags and you are standing on a familiar beach. Adristia. The hulking hag says,
"You could lift Adristia back from the ocean. You could have that kind of power."
The wispy-haired one looks into your palm.
No living thing would stop you from living the way you want. You wouldn't have to hide.
And then the snowy hag says,
They would worship you, adore you. They would do anything you wish them to do. All you have to do
is want it.
Flowerkraut, you see your features in the mirror begin to age, begin to corrupt, begin to become more hag-like. As you look down to the ground, you see two more motes on the ground in front of you. One of them near a sword, Sherman's sword, and one of them near a pile of feathers. You feel corruption enveloping you. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
While you're doing that, Timothy, you and Remington are kind of in a panic. All right, what do we do? What do we do? He said Thrig went that way. Does that mean Flowerkraut's somewhere in here too? Oh, I don't know. I didn't see her.
Can Timothy do an insight check to try and maybe glean anything off of what that flash could have been?
Give me an Arcana check.
This is going to be bad because I only get a 1. Here we go. Come on, baby. Oh my god, okay. That's a 15, so 16 Arcana. That's...
You were just talking to Remington about Aster potentially setting up traps. That was a magical trap that just went off.
Would he have the inkling that...
So it responded to Flowerkraut using magic? Is that what that is?
It definitely responded. I mean, like, that's when it triggered. So, yes. That's the best understanding you can think of. Like, when something interacted with it, it set it off.
So destroying them with magic probably wouldn't work. It might just set off the trap again. But, Remington, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to figure this out, but I don't know whether we should follow to see where Thrig is, or if that it was a trap. It had to have been a trap. It was magical by nature. My concern is if we destroy those dream catchers, what will it do? Will it trap them wherever they ended up, or will it free them? That's what's racing through my mind right now.
I'm gonna find them first. How about that?
Okay. Yeah, let's find them.
Remington takes off running. He just runs down a random corridor where Nathaniel had pointed, like, in the direction that Thrig had gone. Nathaniel, standing there, goes, "Let's find Flowerkraut. She has to be around here somewhere." And he points down a different direction. He goes, "Go that way." And he starts walking down a different corridor.
Wait, no. Okay.
Thrig, give me a dexterity saving throw as this orc is attacking you.
I get advantage on that. My first roll is a dirty 20. My second roll is a 19.
You easily dodge the attacks being made at you by this orc, and he grows frustrated. He looks you over and says,
Thrig, no weapon.
He throws his axe way off in the distance and goes,
Me no need weapon either.
And he leaps at you in another series of attacks. I want you to roll a strength saving throw as you clash on the ridge of the snowy mountain. Flowerkraut, what did you roll for a wisdom saving throw?
I rolled a 12 plus a 2, so a 14.
You feel like these hags do not have any power over you, but the concept of not having to deal with any of this anymore and having your old life back, maybe a new life, maybe a better life, seems pretty appealing. And all it would take is to hand over the moats. But you know you can't do that. However, as you find the willpower to resist their temptations, their clawed hands on your shoulders seems to tighten, seems to start to press into you. And as you look to your hands, you see that the entirety of Miriam's heart, minus the motes that you, Sherman, and Timothy have, is resting in your hands.
I see through you. I know what you really want.
Tell me, what do we want, Flowerkraut?
You want the entire heart to yourselves. You want me to hand over every piece to you.
But we could share it. If the heart were whole, we could do anything we want. And you could have your life back.
That's just the thing, isn't it? You're at your most powerful now. The heart would finish the mission for you. There's no spot for me there.
You could be safe. We could make a deal with you.
I would just throw off your perfect balance. A coven of 3 is the strongest of all, isn't it?
She knows quite a bit.
Thrig, what did you roll for your strength check? Strength saving throw?
Another dirty 20. 13 on the dice plus 7.
You and this orc, are grasping hands and pressing up against each other. And you're not budging. He's just staring intensely into you, and even in this cold, snowy mountain, you can see sweat dripping off of his brow.
You dare call me a traitor? To what? Destruction? To endless raiding and bloodshed that your people live in? I tasted the ruin that you bring. I have seen pain in the eyes of those that you leave broken. And then I saw something greater. The giants, yes, I call them my family. They build, they protect, something you could never do. They taught me what strength truly is. It's not an axe swinging against the defenseless, but the courage to lift someone when they've fallen. I will not live your hate, Father. Just know that if you continue to bring war upon good people, for every blow you strike against them, I will bring 10 against you, because that is the life I will lead.
You find your footing, and you push him back. He loses a step. You both are precariously on the edge of this mountain, of this cliff, and you see his brow furl, his teeth grit. He also finds no retort to anything you said other than to try to push back harder.
No son of mine.
Give me an athletics check. This is the athletics check for Thrig. Timothy, give me... How would you like to try to find Thrig or Flowerkraut?
I think in this moment of absolute panic, and the thing that Timothy is scared of most is being alone, his cries of trying to reach out through message grow louder as he keeps just shouting their names over and over again, to the point where he shouts so loud he unintentionally casts Shatter, the loudest thing he could possibly do, to ring out a sound that would vibrate the very earth.
Okay. Roll the damage for Shatter.
Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
A wall breaks. A couple walls actually break, as you find that the material this mountain is made of is very brittle. It just shatters, and Nathaniel, kind of turns and sees where your voice has been carrying out so loudly. At the end of your vision, through a couple of the pores in the stone, you see Flowerkraut, and she is kind of floating above the ground, as if someone is pulling her from the ground, and you can hear her whimpering in pain.
No, I will not lose anyone else. Flowerkraut!
And he runs for her.
Flowerkraut, you feel blood drawn on your shoulders as their claws are tightening on you. You hear all three of them.
Give us the moats.
Give us the moats. Give us the moats.
Roll another wisdom saving throw. Roll it with advantage. You feel like you're alone in this. You feel despair, like you don't have a chance if all three of these hags have you in their grasp, but then you hear Timothy's voice shattering through the darkness.
Flowerkraut rolled an 18.
You feel their grip just absolutely dissipate. You look into the mirror in front of you, and the hags retract into the darkness.
Hey, Aaron, can I do something?
Yeah.
Flowerkraut hears Timothy's voice, and she realizes that she's not alone, and she shocking grasps two of the hag's wrists.
I love that. Roll the damage.
6, 8, 4. Okay, 18.
18 damage. They just like quickly retract their hands from your shoulder, and you again look into the mirror and you see the hags just like fly backwards and disappear into the darkness. And suddenly the mirror in front of you shatters with Timothy's voice, and through the mirror you see the pumice stone, the hallway, and you see Timothy come running towards you.
Timothy!
I've got you!
Flowerkraut runs up to him and hugs him.
Oh,
Are you okay?
you saved me. Thank you.
What happened?
The hags were trying to take me under their control again.
No.
They are absolutely after each mote of Miriam. In case we weren't already clear on that.
They're never going to get them, Flowerkraut. They will not get anything from us.
Thrig, what did you roll on your athletics check?
17.
You are pushing your father back, and he cannot stop your momentum.
Leave, Father. Take them with you. If you cast a shadow upon me or my people ever again, it will be the last one you cast anywhere.
Know this, Thrig. So long as giant exist, orc and giant, enemy.
And he lets go of your hands.
Thrig strong. Thrig has my respect. But I will not give up the way of the orc.
And he turns and he walks away. You feel a tug on your leg. And as the snowy mountain fades from view, you see Remington. Thrig, wake up! Wake up, man!
What? Whoa. Hi, Remington.
You okay? Man, you were beating the shit out of that wall over there.
I mean, the daddy issues run deep. Remington, I can't seem to get away from him. You okay?
Yeah, I had to dodge a couple of your swings, but I'm good. I'm just glad you're here with us again. Man, what the hell happened?
I was home. My dad was there. He talked about how he, thought he raised me better, but I actually better than I was raised. It doesn't matter. Let's just go.
Yeah.
Where's Timothy?
He was looking for Flowerkraut. So let's back this way. You guys head back and kind of meet up again in that central area.
Thrig?
Timothy, are you okay?
Oh,
Oh,
Thrig.
I thought I lost both of you. I thought I lost all of you.
hey, Flowerkraut.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're all right. Thank you. I think whatever you did to me stopped that from happening.
I'm glad that something worked out. I'm such a fool. I've set traps like that before in the past, but I just wasn't thinking. I thought we would at least just be able to see what kind of magic was at play, but apparently it is very reactive to any kind of magic, even ones that were just simple detection spells. So I'm sorry, everyone. I didn't mean to cause such harm.
It's not your fault, Flowerkraut. These hags, they're manipulative. They're gonna stop at nothing. So we have to stop them even harder.
Yeah, where's Nathaniel?
Flowerkraut! Flowerkraut!
Oh my gosh, I guess we better go get him.
Before you all leave, Thrig just walks over and picks Timothy and Flowerkraut off the ground into a big ol' hug, and then realizes that Remington's not in it, so he reaches out one hand and pulls him into it too. Just hugs everyone tight, puts everyone down, and says, "Don't ask," and then walks to find Nathaniel.
Whoa!
Okay. I mean, we all needed that, to be fair. I mean, I certainly did. Thank you, Thrig.
Yeah.
Brushes away tears.
Yeah, I'm glad I got included in that too. That was kind of nice.
Instead of me three, look at me, Thrig.
Oh, you found her. Excellent. Oh, wow. That was quite the ordeal.
Yeah, are you okay, Nathaniel?
Strange magic. Oh, yeah, besides being dropped by Thrig, I'm fine.
I dropped you? I'm sorry.
I've had worse. It's all right.
I've done worse to you, but I'm still sorry.
What do you say we see what's on the other side of that chamber?
All right, yeah.
Before we leave, do the dream catchers look any different than they did before?
No. They just sit there and dangle from the ceiling.
When we're done here, does anyone object to me just lighting this place on fire?
As long as it's not magic fire.
No, it'll be regular Thrig fire, because no one ever needs to come in here again.
We were on the same wavelength.
I'll let you light the torch.
As we leave, I just turn back and I just say, "Fuck you, Aster." And then just keep walking.
Flowerkraut just grins.
You guys turn a corner, and the cave opens up. And you see what you would expect as a hovel, a domicile. A cauldron sits over a long, cold fire pit. You see a rudimentary bed. You see a small table with a scrying orb sitting atop it. Small piles of bones lay scattered throughout this room. Light pours in from the ever-present moon that hangs above in the sky of the Broken Stone Vale, cutting through small moonbeams through the pores of the stone above. And in the center of the chamber lies a stone altar. Atop it, you see a shirtless dwarf man clutching the Maiden of the Moon to his chest. And he looks over at Timothy and says, "Is that you, my little songbird?"
Tierman?
At last, Timothy, you've found Tierman Brassstone. And that is where we will end our episode.
Wins with you, BB Army. This is Chad, aka the voice of Timothy Biscuit, wanting to thank you for joining us on today's episode of Break, Battle, and Roll. We hope you're enjoying our adventure as much as we are in creating it. If you're looking for more ways to connect with Break, Battle, and Roll, you can follow our Instagram and Twitter, both at Break, Battle, Roll, or you can stop by and give us a like on our Break, Battle, and Roll Facebook page. Additionally, you can check out our website at www.breakbattleroll.com. It's there you can also find a link to our Discord server where you can chat or game with us and other members of the BB Army. You can find that invite link on the top banner of that page. And if you want to follow the cast on social media, you can find me on my Instagram and Twitter, both at It's Chit Chad, that's at ITSCHITCHAD, as well as my YouTube channels, Chit Chad Show and Chit Chad Plays. You can follow Janelle, aka Flowerkraut, on her Instagram at Janelle.Wilke. That's at JANELLE.WILKE. Dustin, aka Sherman Gepherd, aka the goodest boy, can be found on his Instagram at the_final_destination. That's DUSTINATION. Ben, aka me Thrig, aka one of our musical composers, can be found on his Instagram at slam_handwich. That's HANDWICH. You can also find his other musical works under Ben Holland on his Spotify artist page. Finally, you can find Aaron, aka the Game Master, aka the barkeep of the story arc, on his Instagram at Arkuma. That's at AARKUMA. Additionally, this podcast would never operate the same without our amazing supporting crew, and we would love to give them a shout out. Starting with Rory O'Neill for being our other musical composer and providing many of our custom musical accompaniments. My amazing, wonderful wife, Allie Stafford, for managing our social media platforms. And Laura Rollins for providing additional audio editing support. And now that you're part of the BB Army, please help spread the word. If you got a friend that's into Dungeons and Dragons or tabletop RPGs or just narrative podcasts, please send them our way. We would really appreciate it. Also, if you or your friends are listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave us a review. It's one of the best ways you can support this show. We would love to hear what you think. And once again, we just want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for listening to our show. We genuinely appreciate it. But now it is time for me to go. I think I hear a certain Kenku bard getting ready to play his next set, so I better get myself a drink and find a seat. Winds be with you, travelers, until our next adventure.